Hey everybody, and welcome to Bible class. Matthew 5 is our text for today. We're studying the Sermon on the Mount. I'm excited to dig in with you, give you a little bit of an overview, and then kick it over to your in-person class teacher for much deeper discussion. We're looking at how Jesus begins the sermon. Matthew gives us a little bit of detail, Matthew 5, verse 1, how Jesus, seeing the crowds, went up on the mountain, and when he sat down, his disciples came to him, and he opened his mouth and taught them, saying, Blessed are thee. And in our last study, we looked at the character of a disciple, right? But let me remind you, when God uses that word blessed, it's not necessarily the same thing as being happy. It doesn't always depend on me having the circumstances and situations of my life lined up exactly the way that I would like. Instead, do you remember how Jesus described a servant back in Matthew chapter 25, verse 21, when he said, "Well done, good and faithful servant." That's our idea here. When God says blessed, he's saying, well done. That's what I'm looking for. He's on the right track. She's bearing the sort of fruit that I'm looking for. This is a disciple. Someone that's not just hearing what I have to say, but is doing what I have to say, following my lead, bearing the fruit of life that honors me. It's what you and I might call character, right? Jesus is going to tell us all through this sermon what it looks like to be a citizen of the kingdom of heaven, a disciple of him, the master teacher. And he begins by talking about character. So let's read it together, beginning in Matthew 5, verse 3. Blessed, well done, good and faithful servant. Who does Jesus say that sort of thing to? The poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are those who mourn, for they shall be comforted. Blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth. Blessed are those who hunger and thirst for righteousness, for they shall be satisfied. Blessed are the merciful, for they shall receive mercy. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called sons of God. Blessed are those who are persecuted for righteousness' sake, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are you when others revile you and persecute you and utter all kinds of evil against you falsely on my account. Rejoice and be glad, for your reward is great in heaven. For so they persecuted the prophets who were before you. Jesus is talking about the character, the insides of a disciple that begin to have an impact on the outside world around them. We've got a word for that, right? Just like character describes what's going on the inside, influence describes what is going on the outside. And that's where Jesus moves next. Read it with me in Matthew 5, verse 13, when he says to his disciples, "You are the salt of the earth. But if salt has lost its taste, how shall its saltiness be restored? It is no longer good for anything except to be thrown out and trampled under people's feet. You are the light of the world. A city set on a hill cannot be hidden, nor do people light a lamp and put it under a basket, but on a stand, and it gives light to all in the house. In the same way, let your light shine before others so that they may see your good works and give glory to your Father who is in heaven. Character and influence. When Jesus wants to describe the influence of a disciple, what do you think? Why does he use salt and light? How do those describe what he is looking for in a disciple, the sort of impact that his disciples can have on the world for the sake of God and his glory? Jesus has given us a lot to talk about, so let's dig in together. Hope you have a great rest of your class and a great start to this new week.